Hey guys, welcome to this video. Today I'm going to show you some watercolor pencil tips for watercolor pencils. I phrased that wrong. So anyway, tips for using watercolor pencils. I got these for Christmas. I think you've already seen them. They're pretty cool. I had to rearrange the colors so that I could actually find anything in it. There are 2 layers to it. It's pretty nice. There were 48 in it. Ah, I bumped the camera. So I used watercolor pencils to color this, and now I'm going to just be using water to blend the colors together. I don't mean like scribble water all over it. I mean I'm gonna blend the colors so that it looks better. And also, well, first tip, do not soak your watercolor brush in water for 2 days. Don't soak it for more than an hour, because there's paint chipping from this. It comes off a lot. This just barely came off. So that's a great tip. Do not soak it in water for a long time. And I'm just going to be giving tips as I go along. First, I'm just going to test the water. I usually test the water once I start blending a new color on this, so that I don't end up like getting red in the skin tone and stuff like that. But just try not to use too much water when you watercolor. We'll blend with a watercolor brush on top of watercolor pencils, because watercolor pencils are like watercolors, but they are in pencil form, and you put water over them later. And I think that was tip number 2. I'm not sure if it counts as a tip, but it's what I do. So next tip, you should be you shouldn't just put some water on it. You should just get a little dip, and if there's too much, I'm going to show you. You like dip, and then if there's too much, then do that. It gets most of the water off, but it leaves just enough. And tip number 3, actually I just gave tip number 3, so tip number 4, you should just pretend you're coloring with normal. Just a second, someone just came in. Okay, there, now I'm back. I took care of that. So I'm on tip number 4, right? So you just use watercolor pencils like you're using normal colored pencils, because if you don't, then it just makes you feel a little awkward. Try like being not used to using something else. Just don't act like, how do I phrase this? Don't act like I don't mean, this is confusing. I'm going to pause while I think of good phrasing for it. Okay, back. Just pretend you're using normal colored pencils, because watercolors, just normal watercolors, can be kind of hard to use. So while you're just coloring it, before you use water over it, then just pretend you're using not watercolor, colored pencils. And then you can worry about using water later. Oh, dang it. Another piece of paint just came off. Please don't listen to the background noise. I think I might add music to this just to block out some of the noise. So I got a piece of paint on it, so no, it's not coming off because it's on top of water. Oh, I got it. Gotta finish blending this, and I'll be right back. It's really loud. I apologize for all the noise, but I'm pretty sure there won't be as much of it now. I think I'm on tip number 5 now. So, oh yeah, tip number 5 is just do one area at a time. So right now I'm doing the black part of the eyes. Next I'm gonna probably do the red design around her eye, and then I'm gonna do the purple in her eyes, and then I'm gonna either do her hair or skin tone. No, actually I'm gonna do her nose and mouth, then I'm gonna do her hair and skin tone. I usually do skin tone. Actually, I don't remember if I do it before or after, but I'll decide later. So, dang it, another piece of paint. Once again, do not soak your whole brush. Well, don't soak your whole brush in a thing of water for a long time. There's a lot of paint missing. This still works, but there's a lot of paint missing. So now I'm done with the black parts of the eyes. I'm just gonna get the color out. I need to test it now. Okay, it's clear. So now I'm gonna do her lips instead of the red part. If you used ink to trace it before you colored it, then you should probably try to stay off of the ink as much as you can, but just it needs to blend, so it's okay to go over it a little bit. But just another tip, do not put more ink over watercolor. It ruins the pen or marker, whatever you wish to call it. That looks really nice. I like it. Oh. Now I'm going to do the design. I'm going to do the outer edges before the inner edges because the outer parts are darker than the inner ones. Because it's like dark on the outside and then it gets a little lighter and it becomes orange, and then it becomes like an actual orange. In case you didn't notice, underneath her eyes I actually put a little bit darker just to give it a little bit effect. I like to just do random effects like that. If you know a better way of doing watercolor, then good for you. You should let me know. And then I can put it into a video and I can say who said it or something like that. For your information, sometimes I'm just going to not talk, I'm just going to paint because I don't really want to talk for the whole video. It's looking really cool. Oh, I just made some red go into the purple, so be very careful not to do that. I got the outer edges, now I'm going to go in. to get the orangey red parts. Now I'm gonna get the actual orange parts. I wish I knew how to put the video in temporary time lapse, but I don't. If you know, please put it in the comments below, because I really want to know, but I don't know how to do that. Oh, more paint is chipping. I'll have to hold off for now. So now that's doing, oh, a little piece of paint. There, it's off. The design around her eye is done. Now, I just lost another big piece of paint. It's losing quite a bit. Now I'm going to do the purple in her eyes, the color. That's too much water. I start with the darker part of the purple, and then I'll go down. Actually, I think it's a better idea to start with the lighter part and go up. That way darker colors don't get dragged to the lighter colors. This is going to look really nice when I'm done. There's a little bit of red getting in this eye. Maybe I should start going up to down instead of down to up in this motion. The purple in her eyes are done. Now I think I'll actually do the white part of her eyes. I actually do color in the white parts of her eyes with white, so that they're as white as possible and don't look like I just forgot to color them in or something. I have the hiccups, so don't mind them, please. I actually used some gray in her eyes, like on the top for shading, the shading sort of thing. So I'm in this eye, unlike in this eye, that I'm gonna try to do the white parts before the gray parts. See how that works out, because I'm thinking it'll be better. Oh no, I just got some white in the, red in the white, but it's hardly noticeable. Don't stress over making your art perfect. Even if you even if you think that you don't do a good job in art, keep trying. You will get much better. Like I heard in one video, I don't remember who it's by, but in a video I saw with art tips, I quote from it. It says, even if you think your art is trash or something like that, then just keep trying. You'll get better. I'm pretty sure it's from a Mark Crilly video. Oh, another tip, if you don't want to smear, and if you got too much water, like I just did, I dabbed at it, and it got all the extra water on it. But if you just dab it and don't rub at it, then it'll just keep the color there where it's supposed to be, and it'll get all the excess water on your hand. Well, not on your hand, it dries quickly, but it'll get it off the paper. Now her facial features are done, so I guess I'll do her skin now. I actually framed her face with a little bit darker shade than the main part. I'm going to do the darker frame of her face before I get the lighter part, but I'm going to rinse it after so that I can oh yeah, I just trailed off and forgot what I was going to say. So that it won't smear. What? No. I can't talk today. But I don't really care if I can't talk today. I'm going to talk anyway. Anyway, I'm doing the darker part, and then I'm going to rinse it so that I don't get the main shade of her skin messed up. And by messed up, I mean a little bit darker because some darker shade got into it. But it needs to be blended, so I'm doing this. Oh, also, I got some red right there. It's not blood or anything, it's just red. Her hair is actually kind of a complicated color. You could call it, well, you could imagine it to be strawberry blonde, reddish, pink, blonde, honey blonde, whatever you imagine it to be. Also, around the design on her eye, around her eye, I actually put some darker, well, a kind of darker color than her main skin tone, so it's basically like the frame of her face. It's just around the red thing. It gives it a little bit of three-dimensionality. I don't know why I wanted it to be like that, but I just thought it would look cool, and I wanted to see how it would turn out. I think this is one of my best artworks I've ever done. Now I gotta get where her eyelids are, like above them, because there's a little bit of shading there. Oh, that's too much water. I wish I had a tissue, that also works. Oh no, I just mixed some black with her skin tone. I'm just gonna use my whole hand to get some of the water. It works. As long as you don't move your hand, it works. That's a little bit better. It's not dripping everywhere. And under her eyebrows, I put a little bit darker shading than her skin tone is, so I put a little shading under her eyebrows. And now I just need to rinse this, and then I'll do her actual skin tone. Oh, as soon as I always forget about the neck. As soon as I do the shading on her neck. And shoulders, because there's a little on her shoulders too. Well, on the neck shading, I actually kind of just scribble around it a little bit with the colors because it blends it a bit. It's a little bit too dark, I think, but too late to change that now. Another tip, make sure that it's exactly how you want it before you start doing the color. Not the color, the water. And now the other shading around where her hair is. Now I'm going to do her skin. The skin is a little bit hard to do because you have to try to keep it an even tone without using too much water. It's a little tricky, but it looks nice when it's done. I actually post most of the art I do in these videos on not YouTube because it's on YouTube, but I post most of it on DeviantArt or Google+. So if you want to go on those, then just go to my channel profile or channel, and next to the channel art, actually in the channel art, in the bottom right corner, there's some links to DeviantArt, Google+, Pinterest, and my website. On my website I also post art. So basically in all of those there's art. If you have any extra tips, just comment below and I will use them in another video and I will mention you most likely. But if I don't remember your YouTube channel name, then I will probably forget. But yeah, I still can't talk today. So I'm just gonna not talk so much. So basically I'll just try to remember your channel name and I'll mention you in another video. Oh, also, I put a little tiny bit of shading under her bottom lip, or yeah, because it just makes sense. Okay, I just paused it because unknown reasons, but now I'm back. Videos only take me about an hour to make. This one probably will only take me about 45 minutes. So this is probably one of my shorter videos. Actually, probably not, because most of my videos are about 45 minutes. 15 to 45 minutes long. But if you just don't want the narration and you just want the audio, then feel free to turn off the sound and speed up the video. I'm not the dictator here. So feel free to do whatever you want as long as it's nice. Because I don't like it when people do mean things. This brush feels kind of weird because the paint is peeling a little bit in my hand as I do this. Now I'm done with her face and I'll do her neck and shoulders skin color. I'm not saying I'm making them be skin color, I'm just saying that I'm just doing her skin color. I'm still getting used to talking to a camera, so don't judge if I talk a little bit weird or forget what I'm talking about, because I'm not really used to it yet. Maybe I should start writing a script. Possibly. It's unlikely, but possible. Okay, now I'm done with her skin tone. Now I'm going to do her hair. Actually, I should let the whole thing dry before I do her hair. I'm going to get all the water off, and I'm not going to soak my brush because that's bad for it. So I'm just going to set it next to the paper after I wipe off all the water. I will be back in about 20 minutes. Okay, I'm back. It's been about like 20 minutes. It's finally dry, mostly. It's not all the way flat, but to keep it flat, I actually put my watercolor pencil thing over it as it dried for about 10 minutes. Then I took it off and let it dry the rest of the way. Now I'm going to do her hair. I am going to start with the red and brown before I do the yellow. Don't, just a second. Okay, this is turning into kind of a long video, so yeah, you can speed it up if you want. I don't really care, just as long as you like and subscribe. I'm just kidding. But it would be nice if you liked or subscribed to this video. But, well, if you liked this video or subscribed to my channel, it would be really nice. Oh, another tip: try to paint in the try to color and then use water over it in the direction that you're going to, well, that the person's hair is going. So her hair is going like that, so I can't really do this. I have to do this, because doing this just wouldn't really work, because it would look like her hair was growing sideways, which would be really, really odd. I'm going to pause the video while I do a lot of this, well, some of this, because I don't want to make it a really long video. So yeah, see you in 5 minutes. Okay, I'm done with the red on the left side of her face. Well, this side anyway. This side, it doesn't have water on it yet. Now I'm going to do the yellow, because I already mixed the red with the brownish color. I probably should have done yellow first, so you should do the lighter color before the other color. I'm trying to mix this as much as possible so that the yellow can have a little bit of red in it so it looks better. I'm going to pause it again to finish doing the yellow. I'm about to start the shading on this, well, not the shading, the blending on this side of her hair now. I'm just gonna, well, I think I'll start with the yellow this time to see how it turns out compared to the other side. I'm going to pause it for a few minutes. I'm done doing the yellow, now I'm going to do the red. Oh, by the way, I actually got out a lamp, so yeah. Now it'll have better lighting. I think I might actually put this video on YouTube twice. Once as a narrated one in real time, and the other just non-narrated with time lapse entirely. So one will be an art tips video, the other will be I can't really think today. It will be oh my gosh, this lamp is making me think weirdly, so I just moved it. There, that's better. I like how they both look. They have different effects. But I like how the one where I started with the yellow looks better. I'm going to finish this and I'm going to finish this on pause. I'm done using water. Well, actually, I need to put a little more right here. I need to blend it a little better. Okay, now I'm done. Now I need to let it dry, so I'm going to put this back on top to help keep it straight. And there's paint getting everywhere from my brush, which still is peeling really bad. So I'm not sure how to end this, but I'm just going to end it with like and subscribe because that's what everybody else does and I can't think of anything. So bye. I tricked you because I forgot to do my signature up here. I'm going to put my signature right here. Now it is finished for real.